Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the last video of Thursday. Now, I pre-recorded a lot of stuff yesterday, but this is something we've got to cover here. There's a lot of things happening in the community. Honestly, 24 hours, it's just over 24 hours since the launch of the new event quest and stuff, and it's already just like, it's just a bit crazy. So many things to cover, so many things to do, so many things to get you up to speed with, get me up to speed with, because I'm kind of like coming to this at a, I honestly, I don't feel like, within 24 hours, that I'm late to the table. I know a good chunk of what's going on, but there's stuff that's happening that's just, man, so many things. Any case, this particular video is focused on a bug that is caused from a less than desirable situation. So you're probably looking on screen. This is from the forums, and this is all to do with 2.2. So the event quest 2.2, for those interested, it is this one here with Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo is your main boss you're going up against. Do bear in mind, I think this is across the board, across all kind of difficulties with it. Now, I've not had a chance to do Thronebreaker yet. I'm going to do that, but it's just a case of like time. Time is of the essence with things, because things happen, life happens. We've been very busy with work, so I haven't really had much chance. I had to give up my lunch break yesterday because stuff had to be done. In any case, it's not a sob story about me, but it's an interesting story about this. So you're probably looking at this particular image, you're going, okay, well, what's the problem? We have to set a bit of a kind of a scenario for you. We've got to set a scenario for you, okay? Setting a scenario for you right here, right now. You're looking at this going, right, what's the problem? Well, I'm not going to point out what the problem is, because to some people, this would be fine. To other people, you've probably gone, oh no, you can't have that. And yeah, it's just a case of the paths are not palatable. This was something mentioned as of yesterday, and then it's kind of led to the bug. How does this cause a bug? Do bear with me, and we'll explain how this led to a bug and how some players are going to be compensated at some stage as well. So, take you on a journey. Right, a thread yesterday about this one. Map looks a little weird. No, laughing my ass off. Event quest, and that's the image right there. I actually think that this particular, the one that I went on, is less paths, so I don't know if this necessarily applies to the situation. But the point still remains with it. Yes. I'm not reading some of this stuff. Cat World War II punching the air right now. Stinky. It's all coming together. Well, they did say some things about Walt Disney, and of course, Disney owns Marvel. In any case, let's get to the point. If you haven't guessed what I've just kind of covered in the roundabout way, I ain't going to say it out loud. You might have missed it. It's, yeah, not very palatable. As Kabam Jack says, that is really unfortunate. The game team is working to adjust some paths to make this a little more palatable, which is that when these things happen, it will be a case of like, if it makes you feel any better, originally thought it looked like a flower until the post. Yeah, it's just a case of like a lot of things can be misconstrued in a different way. I mean, it's a pinwheel. Anyone can see anything else is reaching, so all spirals are unwelcome now. Well, no, I mean, look, I think a lot of people should know this is meant to be like Kabam, Disney are meant to follow and toe a company line, which is, in a certain way that's inclusive. Putting something like that where things can be interpreted like it, there's a good reason that in most other cultures, countries, they don't use that kind of like, shape, pattern, symbol, because it looks like it's something that may be a little bit, cause unrest, offense, and things like that. At times we kind of like say that Frank, when he sleeps in that particular type of pose, and it's like a bit kind of like, we hope that he stirs and goes into a different position, because you look at it and go like, I think people have looked at him when he's sleeping, and that's why we don't take many pictures of him like that, just because people might say it, and people might say, oh, that's silly, Rich. Well, people say it, like, I can't stop people from saying it. That's why you can't stop people from seeing that and going in a different direction. So let's just get to the point. The ease. And the ease of this is to fix it. Unfortunately, in fixing it and trying to shut down any of the potential offense and future offense that could be derived from it, and all that stuff, which will kind of go on, it created a bug and a problem because these things happen. So by creating a fix to this particular thing, which is great, the problem arose. And this is the problem which you can see on screen. So if you've gone through and explored 2.2 already of Thronebreak, I think it's Thronebreak or many of the other difficulties or whatever, you may see that you've got a uncompleted gap, which could be potentially a problem depending on, like if you went part way through the quest, say you did, for example, one completion of 2.2, you took that path, for example, and then when you came back to explore, it's like, oh, I've got to repeat the path because it hasn't been 100%ed. If you don't 100%, you can't have access to the Paragon Gauntlet. 2.2, no, 2 plus 2 is 4. But if 2 plus 2 doesn't come up as 4, it comes up as 3.5, you're like, oh, that doesn't work. That's not math. Correct. So an unusual situation has arisen from this one. And yes, it is caused a bit of an issue because now we have this problem, which I've put on screen right now. Obviously, many people like, talking about this one. This happened very early this morning, but yeah, I haven't had time to cover this. However, though, it's good that I do cover it later on in the day because Kabam Mike has a response for this one because, of course, this isn't great. So the response, which will blow up for you, is right here on screen. We are aware of this and looking into it. If you're so inclined, you can complete the quest again to get credit for doing those paths. But I understand that those that rushed content at the start, see, it doesn't pay to rush through this stuff. I say that because I've been very delayed in getting stuff kind of like covered, but I should hopefully catch up sometime next week. So apologies if you're like, well, I've already done this. I'm trying my best. I'm going as fast as I can. I work during the day. Anyway, I might have a lot of paths to redo, and that's not fair to them or anyone. We're going to do our best to compensate for this, but it will take some time. So compensation will be coming. It's just a case of like how they deal with this, which I guess is going to be the issue. There's no quick fix. It's going to take a long time. Good luck to those. I mean, in weird case, because I haven't had as much time to do that side of things when it comes to the event quest, I'm actually glad by my pace being slow because it's not affected by some of the stuff that you've been affected by. So I guess it's definitely a sticky situation to be involved with. Sorry to hear it for those particular players that are kind of like, suffering whatever they're suffering with this one. As I said, not sure on how this will kind of affect people, and it's interesting to know like where other people are being affected by it. What is the impact with these particular things? And that's the problem. When you change something, it can have a bit of a an adverse effect. I wanted to find out like sorry, don't usually ping, but I was close to full explore. I wanted to try the Paragon Gauntlet, so it does affect those particular players. That's it. I'm glad I kind of like theorized that, and it turned out to be a little bit correct. Unfortunately, because those people are suffering. They can't go and do the quest. It sucks, But hopefully the compensation's on the way, and hopefully the compensation is kind of going to be like acceptable enough. Whether or not you'll be given straight access to stuff, I don't know. It is such a weird situation to be in where Kabam are like quick jump to change something, but then not thinking about the repercussions. And that's the biggest thing, isn't it? The word is repercussions. Repercussions of the fact that players now, if they only did part of Thronebreaker difficulty and did that path once and found it changed, are now affected by this particular situation. Damn, one path can ruin it all for you in 1 month. Yeah, compensation will come in, but you'll be left in the lurch for a long time. I'm sure Command will help you out. It's just a case of going, you know how it is. It might take a week. Excuse me, hiccups. Or it might take 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks until you get some resolution. And that's just the thing. I mean, would it be easier just to say, hey, just, give those particular players just straight access to Paragon Gauntlet if it's going to be too much of an issue to access it. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you might not, or maybe unlock it for them at their accounts. I don't know. Either way, they're in a bit of a sticky situation. Are you feeling the same way? Have you got the same issue? Put it in the comments section. And that's been a video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content, which will be located on screen right now. Have a lovely day. This is the final video, unless something massive breaks. But I am looking through some stories for tomorrow's MCN. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.